Do you ever feel like a stranger in your own life? As if you are watching a movie about a person who has your face, your name, your job, your relationships? But inside, the house is empty. You go through the motions. You say the right lines. You hit your marks. But the inner landscape, the place that was once uniquely and vibrantly you, has gone quiet. The music has faded. The colors have washed out. You look in the mirror, and there is a flicker of panic in the recognition. Because you know the face, but you have forgotten the person behind it. This is a profound and terrifying place to be. It is a quiet, internal crisis that is difficult to name. You haven't lost your memory. You haven't lost your mind. You feel as though you have lost yourself. The person you used to be feels like a character in a book you once read, a ghost whose life you can recall but can no longer feel. And you are left with the haunting question, if I am not that person anymore, then who am I? If you are in this place, I want you to take a breath. I want you to listen to this with the deepest part of you. You are not gone. You have not been erased. You have not forgotten who you are. The truth is quieter and far more hopeful than that. A dense fog has simply rolled in, obscuring the landscape. The house is not empty. You have just been living in one small dark room for so long. You've forgotten the music, the art, and the light in all the other rooms. The self you are searching for is not lost. It is simply waiting to be rediscovered. This fog doesn't appear from nowhere. It rolls in for a reason, often as a necessary and intelligent act of survival. Sometimes, the fog is the erosion of 1,000 tiny compromises. You became a parent, a partner, a caregiver, a dedicated employee. And in each of these roles, you offered up a small piece of yourself. You gave up a hobby to make more time for your family. You silenced an opinion to keep the peace in your relationship. You molded your personality to fit the culture of your workplace. Each compromise was small, logical, even loving. But 1,000 small erosions can level a mountain. You poured so much of yourself into your roles that you forgot to save anything for yourself. The roles became the whole story, and the person playing them slowly disappeared. Sometimes, the fog is the heavy smoke of burnout from a lifetime of performance. You were the strong friend, the high achiever, the people pleaser. You learned that your value came from the mask. You wore the mask of competence, of happiness, of having it all together. And you wore it so well, for so long, that it started to fuse to your skin. The sheer effort of maintaining that performance, of constantly monitoring yourself, of suppressing your authentic feelings, is exhausting. The fog rolls in as a protective mechanism. It is the result of a system so depleted from the performance of being you that it no longer has the energy to be you. The sense of being gone is the feeling of having no energy left for the self, because it has all been spent on the show. And sometimes, the fog is the aftermath of a great storm, a profound loss, a deep betrayal, a period of trauma. These events don't just change our mood, they shatter our fundamental understanding of the world, and therefore of ourselves. The person you were before the storm cannot exist in the same way after it. That old self, with its innocence, its trust, its beliefs about how the world works, is gone. It had to be. And in its place, there is a void. The feeling of having forgotten who you are is the disorienting. A necessary experience of your old identity having crumbled before a new one has had the time to form. You feel lost because you are standing on the rubble of a former self, in the liminal space between who you were and who you are becoming. Finally, the fog can be a physiological state of shutdown. When life becomes too stressful, too painful, or too overwhelming, our nervous system can pull the emergency brake. It goes into a freeze state, a state of dissociation. In this state of survival, it conserves energy by shutting down all non-essential functions. And sometimes, what it deems non-essential is your personality, your sense of humor, your passions, your vibrant inner world. These are luxuries the nervous system believes it cannot afford. When it's just trying to survive, you feel like you've disappeared. Because on a neurological level, the parts of your brain that create your sense of a continuous, vibrant self have temporarily gone offline. Your system is in low power mode, just trying to get through the day. So, if you are lost in this fog, how do you find your way back? The beautiful truth is, you don't have to go on a grand search. You, Dante, have to find yourself as if you were a set of lost keys. The self is not lost. It is simply quiet. The work is not one of searching, but one of listening. It is the art of getting quiet enough to hear the whisper of your own soul. It starts by following the breadcrumbs of faint curiosity. Right now, the idea of passion might feel like a cruel joke. So don't look for passion. Look for a flicker, a tiny, almost imperceptible spark of interest. What is one thing that doesn't feel like a complete and total chore? Is it listening to a specific song from your teenage years? Is it the taste of a certain kind of tea? Is it the feeling of the sun on your skin for 5 minutes? Is it flipping through an art book or watching a video about something you used to care about? These are the breadcrumbs. They are the faint signals from your authentic self, whispering, "This way, a little bit of me is over here." Follow them not with expectation, but with gentle curiosity. The next step is to reconnect with your body. Your mind may be confused, but your body remembers. It remembers how it felt to laugh without reservation. It remembers the posture of confidence. It remembers the feeling of safety. The path back to yourself is often not through thinking, but through feeling. Put on some music and see how your body wants to move, even if it's just swaying in your chair. Do a gentle stretch. Notice the physical sensation of a deep breath. Your body is the anchor that can pull you out of the fog of your mind and back into the truth of the present moment. It is the home to which you are trying to return. And you must be willing to revisit old loves gently. Think back. Before the roles, before the burnout, before the storm, who were you when you were a child? What did you love to do with no goal in mind? Was it drawing, writing stories, climbing trees, singing? You don't have to turn it into a new productive hobby. The invitation is simply to reintroduce that energy into your life. Buy a small set of watercolors and just mess around with them. Write one paragraph of a silly story, hum a song. This is like leaving a small offering for a shy, hidden part of yourself, letting it know that it is safe to come out and play again. Most importantly, you must give yourself permission to embrace the state of not knowing. We put so much pressure on ourselves to have a defined identity, but feeling like you've forgotten who you are is often a sign that you are in the middle of a profound transformation. You are shedding a skin that has become too tight, and there is always a vulnerable, disorienting period between the shedding of the old and the settling of the new. It is okay to not know who you are right now. It is okay to be in process. This emptiness is not a void. It is a chrysalis. It is the fertile ground from which your next, truer self is growing. You have not forgotten who you are. You are simply in the sacred process of remembering who you are becoming. The person who emerges from this fog will not be the same person who entered it. They will be different. They will be wiser. They will be more compassionate. They will have integrated the lessons of the roles, the burnout, and the storms. They will be more resilient, more authentic, and more deeply connected to the core of their own being. You are not finding your old self. You are finally, truly, meeting yourself for the first time. So be patient, be curious, be exquisitely kind to yourself. The landscape of you is still there. Magnificent and vast, waiting for the fog to lift. And it will, one breadcrumb, one breath, one gentle step at a time. If this resonated with the quiet, lost parts of you, please know you are not alone in this fog. If you feel comfortable, share one small thing you used to love in the comments below, as a small act of remembrance. And if you'd like to continue this journey of rediscovery with us, please subscribe. The real you is worth waiting for.